Hi and welcome to the Wires conversation with Dr. Thomas Isaac. Dr. Isaac is the Finance Minister for the state of Kerala. We're here to talk about the central government's announcement in February in the budget this year, which is the National Health Protection Scheme, also known as Ayushman Bharat, in which the central government has agreed to provide 5 lakh rupees insurance coverage to 50 crore people in India. And the state of Kerala has been dissenting and holding out from the scheme, while most other states have already agreed to participate. States like Kerala, Delhi, Orissa are still holding out. Punjab has recently given in. And Dr. Isaac has been particularly critical of the scheme. He has been tweeting of late. He says that the central government is making hollow claims. He said that there should be a prize for anyone who can solve the riddle of the government scheme. He says that the government has been doing this scheme without sufficient homework, and we're here to discuss some of this with Dr. Isaac about why he's so critical about it. Kerala is, of course, a high-performing state in India on various parameters, including on healthcare. I will just explain a few of the basic features of how Kerala's insurance model currently works, and then we'll discuss with Dr. Isaac about why they are not so keen on participating in this new model that the central government is offering us. So currently, the central government has been running for the last many years a scheme called RSBY, which provides an insurance coverage of rupees 30,000 rupees for workers in the unorganized sector. Kerala has put a sort of booster pack on that, which is called the CHIS, or the comprehensive health insurance scheme, which gives an additional amount of, there are various sort of levels at which it works, but it provides an additional amount of at least rupees 70,000 from the state. There are also various other schemes that the state of Kerala runs as part of RSBY plus CHIS, which includes their schemes for serious life-threatening illnesses, for cancer, and also for illnesses associated with the elderly. Kerala has been high-performing on RSBY because Kerala has been claiming about 42%. Kerala, with 3% of India's population, has been claiming about 42% of all of RSBY claims, which means Kerala is a state that has really been maximizing the RSBY scheme. And Kerala also serves, the RSBY plus CHIS serves about 41 lakh households in the state. So let me just begin, Dr. Isaac, by asking you, when you said that there should be a prize for anyone who can solve the riddle of NHPS, what were you talking about? What is this big riddle? Why should there be a prize?
Well, one doesn't know whether it is a full insurance coverage model or a hybrid model of insurance and assurance. If it is an insurance model of 5 lakh rupees benefit coverage, in my state, my enquiries show the companies would ask for a premium of anything between 5,000 to 7,000 rupees. How much will the central government pay? That's question number one. Two, if it is a hybrid model, let's say you have basic insurance for everyone, then above that is assurance up to 5 lakh rupees. Who will bear this additional assurance model expenditure? Will central government contribute? So as far as we know up to now, the promise of central government is that they will continue to support something like 60% of 1,100 rupees per beneficiary, which is minuscule, about 10% of the total cost that would come. This is the riddle. How do you run a program, world's largest healthcare system, with such a small funding? Even if the most optimistic persons who have been saying we'll raise the amount, they have said from 2,000 we'll raise to 10,000 crores of rupees. Even that is too little to run the world's largest insurance scheme, healthcare scheme. So this is the riddle. How are you financing it?
How are you financing it? So would you say that the figures that the government is giving us currently, 2,000 crore, first of all, is what they've assigned for this year, and premiums they're putting at about 1,000, 1,200 rupees. Is this modesty or is this manipulation? Or is this something else entirely?
No, either they provide sufficient money and come out clearly with parameters, or the reason is they just don't expect this to work. Okay, you are in the fag end of a government rule, you roll out something with bombastic claims, which nobody expects them to do now, so you get the political mileage out of it. But we in Kerala were very serious about our health. Even before all this, India central government began to pay attention to health. For so many decades, Kerala has been spending on health. So much so, we have the best health record in the country. It's not empty talk.
Right.
We have spent a significant proportion of budget on building up a universal healthcare system, inadequacies of which we are very aware, but still, which has ensured that we have the lowest infant mortality and highest life expectancy, and health parameters are much more advanced than the state, very near to the Millennium Development Goals. I mean,
Right. But I mean, all the same, isn't there something that Kerala needs to learn from Uttar Pradesh? Your state was asked to learn from Uttar Pradesh some time ago. So I mean, is there anything you need to learn or you need to teach?
These are political rhetoric. I don't despise another state and so on, but this is not the way to build a universal public health system. This means not only in Uttar Pradesh, the most part of India, what central government is doing. They are backtracking from a public health system. Our ideal is not insurance healthcare system of America. Our ideal has been much more public provision of healthcare universally. Of course, privates can be there, those who can afford can go there, but it's the duty of the government to provide a universal public health system. And one of the dilemmas that we have been facing is that we have built up a very widespread system, but there are second generation problems. Now expectations of people are very high. Your morbidity pattern has changed to chronic diseases, lifestyle diseases. Public health system is not equipped to address them, and therefore people are compelled to go to private sector, so that the health expenditure from the pocket is one of the highest in the country, because people are health conscious. So we want to reverse that. We are trying to invest in the public health system. Say our primary health system is being overhauled to expand the number of doctors and facilities, and also have a popular component to it, which will be used for one, palliative care, social networking, two, medical surveillance, health surveillance. That's one side. Other side, in the tertiary and secondary sector, we want to build up specialty services. So it's not theory. We have created 3,000 posts of medical personnel just last year. Plus we have investing 3,000 crores, announced projects for creating higher, better Medicare. So this is our ideal. And our criticism against UP, and not only UP, most states in India is, now they have failed to build the public health system. Therefore, salvation is sought in the insurance model, which I tell you, after a few years, will result in the complete erosion of public health system, and take us to American model where the poor, whose proportion is very high in India, are totally outside the Medicare.
Absolutely. So, let's just discuss what you just said, this complete erosion of the public health system. One of the criticisms of the NHPS has been that it's essentially a demand generating model. So we're going to, more people will sort of start coming forward and asking for healthcare, but there's no sort of infrastructure creation or health systems creation as such, because this model envisages the partnership with the private sector. So we're not going to create anything new, but you can go to any private sector hospital and have your healthcare done there, and we will reimburse, and the money will go to public money will flow towards the private sector. Some of it will also go to the public sector. Now, in Kerala, this is not how you all are doing it, right? In the Kerala insurance assurance model, the hybrid model, this is not how it's working.
80% of the money goes into public health system. 20%.
And how do you manage that? How do you do that?
One, we are creating the facilities in the public health system, okay, and recurring charges would be met from this whatever insurance. Two, we have designed the whole insurance model in such a way that people come to the public health system. That's say there are high-end private players whose rates say very high. They provide the same say luxury services, more like big hotels.
Like a big hotel, absolutely.
But we put our payment for the various services much lower level, at a level which is similar to the cost in the public health system. That cost will be covered. So unless the private sector decides to cross-subsidize these people, they won't be able to come in. And there are, so the high-end players don't come in, but middle-level private sector do come in. Even they, we insist, suppose for a heart operation is 2 lakh rupees, they cannot charge our beneficiary more than the 2 lakh rupees. That restriction is there. So we have designed it in such a way that the public system is not undermined by your insurance system.
Right.
So we want to customize,
Right.
where it is RSBY or Ayushman Bharat, to the conditions in Kerala. You have to accept there is a diversity in this country here, so different and from state to state. So there must be freedom for states to customize the program. Right. So that's we are discussing with central government.
So, so this is a sort of very integral difference between how you all have been running your scheme and how the central government wants to run it. Because the central government, their dream, Niti Aayog, I always say Niti Aayog is the building that dreams a lot of dreams. They sit there and they dream a lot of dreams. So Niti Aayog's dream was that private insurance companies will come in and be really desperate to, fund this, to insure this. And private hospitals will also run in saying, we've got a large pool of people now. And in fact, the CEO of this Ayushman Bharat was also tweeting that kind of language. He was saying that, private hospitals should see this as a, money-making opportunity. These were not his words, but he spoke something like this, that this is a business opportunity for you. Now what we're seeing is private hospitals are not dying to be empaneled, and private insurance companies in all the states that have signed up have also not come on. Now the states are forming trusts. So essentially what is going on? We were promised a lot of things that, private sector will come in and we don't need to create any infrastructure, private sector will come in. Now I see that the tweets from the government, they've been tweeting a lot of success stories of Ayushman Bharat. They are all people who are actually being treated in the government hospital. Some 22-year-old who had his foot amputated in Patna or Bihar or something of that sort. But it's all happening in the government sector. So is that, do you see in Kerala, you have not been wanting the private sector to be part of it, is what you're saying. Now with 5 lakhs, of a coverage coming in, etc., do you think the private sector is going to be more excited? Is this a hotter proposition for the private sector now?
Let's take the basics. Insurance companies are for a profit, okay? But the model works because the risk is spread out. And therefore, somebody may need healthcare, have an episode for care, other may not need. Therefore, they would average it out. But then there are 2 crucial things. Your estimate of how many episodes would happen, actuarial calculation. That would be more or less same anywhere, In Kerala, it would be higher because your life expectancy is high and so on for lifestyle diseases. But second important thing is, even if you have a health episode, how many of the beneficiaries will come to claim it? RSBY shows, though it is only 30,000, in most states there is hardly any claim taking place. See, in the 1 decade long experience of RSBY is only less than 15%, or only around 15% of the target population joined the program. One, which is the failure of the state government. They had to go and register. Two, total claims is only in the 1 decade is 1.2 crores. That's all. So now the insurance companies, if they offer small premium, it means they don't expect really people to come and take the money. Okay, that is the simplest thing. And I think the central government also now, being the first year, does not have to factor in all this. It is a period of setting it up.
Right, right.
So they can make the claim big,
shoot and shoot, yeah.
thing, big claims, but very little need to be done.
Right.
But it's very different in a health conscious state like Kerala. You make an announcement, there is always public scrutiny, and you will have to deliver. If I say 5 lakh health insurance, then there will be people will be demanding 5 lakh. Okay? They will be going for this procedures. So therefore, as finance minister, one has to look at what would be the premium that will be involved in a state like Kerala. So I understand anything between 5,000 to 7,000 rupees. That's what insurers told me. Now, India government, the eligible premium ceiling is 1,100 rupees, of which only 60% will come. Now, the thing is formally announced. This is the most important thing. No announcement is made, but informally told. Now, how do one run this program? That's one. Secondly, so then I take the view, well, like most states, we'll have basic insurance of 50,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupee. That I think we can get for 1,100 or 1,200 premium. And then rest would be at assurance model, trust. Now in Kerala, everybody will demand that. I cannot be pick and choose, say no, my budget is over. Yeah. So how will the sharing of this cost be done?
So you're saying there are hidden costs?
This has to be answered. Thirdly, besides this, there is also in Kerala the question, only about 19 lakh people, households would come in the health Ayushman Bharat. Yeah. We have something like another 21 lakh households which were in the RSBY, which are left out. Who will pay for them? So if you take into all this consideration, the total payment from Ayushman Bharat would be less than 10% of the total cost I have to bear. So then I should have the right to customize it. I don't mind spending the money. Yeah. Let nobody think Kerala wants to hesitate about spending money. We have spent money much before India began to think about healthcare. See, I am telling you, we are willing to that. But then we should have federal flexibility to customize it. Right. And that's what we are negotiating. Even when RSBY came, we were the last to go. I remember I came here with Professor Prabhat Patnaik to Delhi to discuss demand, and we got our CHIS, then later we got a CHIS Plus. We had the software changed so that they can accommodate our additional programs. Well, that's what we are discussing. Right.
I mean, my imagination is that they some flexibility will happen, because I think the government really wants to say that all states are on board. It's very awkward to have some renegade states kind of sticking out. But
you are right. It's very awkward to have Kerala, which accounts for 42% of RSB program out, and Kerala is also not interested in staying out. But things must be on the table transparently. We must be very clear. People of Kerala and India must understand how much government of India is spending, how much the states are spending.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, and I have to say, among all of the states, you have been raising these critical questions. You have done the maths, but I'm not seeing other states. Everybody's sort of just kind of coming on board, and the usual kind of mentality that we have, that we'll figure it out later. We'll figure out as we go. But let me ask you this. You were also talking about RSBY stats. We've run RSBY for a long time. Not a lot of people think that RSBY has actually been very successful. Were state governments, and you're talking about federal flexibility and the importance of the federal participation in this, were state governments consulted in any comprehensive, respectable manner before NHPS was announced? In the sense, please send us your data about your experience from the states. Please send us your, pro and con assessment of, what was wrong in the way your state schemes ran. How can we fix that? Any kind of assessment was put into NHPS, or was it a sort of
I must be
thing that came out of?
I must be very honest. There have been consultations. There are a number of meetings.
But that is after NHPS was announced?
After the announcement.
Okay. So in the run-up to this, when this was being envisioned, that's my question.
See,
were states taken on board?
I was going to announce major announcement in my budget the last February was about a comprehensive healthcare scheme for Kerala. I told you strengthening the tertiary, secondary sectors, investing heavily there, and expanding and the quality of healthcare in the primary network, big popular participation, that is palliative and health surveillance. In fact, we have a major mission called Ardram mission, which is centered around this. So we wanted to revamp at the RSPY, saying, okay, a universal health coverage for everybody who is outside the formal insurance system, which would have an add-on of about 3 lakh rupees on a large number of procedures, something like Ayushman Bharat. Then this announcement came.
And it took you by surprise. You were not expecting such a bombastic.
It took me by surprise. But what I was thinking, we were writing to central government, we were pleading that you expand the RSPY coverage, increase from 30,000 to 1 lakh. That was our. So I was thinking something this will come, and I will be able to add on my 3 lakh. Suddenly comes this 5 lakh insurance program. Then one doesn't know what it is all about. Yes. So without understanding that, how do I announce? So I simply said, we will do
the maths
later when they come, but we are going to do something like this. But even today, as finance minister, I am not clear about the mathematics of this, arithmetic of it, how much center will give, how much state will have to give. I am asking this not to shy away from the program. I am asking because I am serious about the program. I am serious about the program. So we will cooperate definitely, but don't take us for granted.
Don't take us for granted. No, and I'm asking that also because I filed some RTIs to ask what kind of research that Niti Aayog think tank had put into this, before it envisioned this. Were states taken on board? Because we have a rich academic body of work and survey body of work of failure with RSBY. So surely we should have studied all of those failures and ensured that we're not replicating those mistakes again.
You must say, you see, I have not seen what is that one element in the Ayushman Bharat that is different from RSBY, which is going to guarantee the outcome won't be the same as in RSBY?
Absolutely, yes. So, my RTI reply came back very clearly saying, I said, can you provide links or, copies of whatever studies and surveys you have included when you envisioned RSBY? RTI reply came back saying, we have not done this. I still have to file that story, but RTI reply came back, and after that, of course, they've had consultations with the various health secretaries, etc. But the fact is, the implementation is on the states. So, so let's just kind of wind up, I guess, and let me ask you, is the state of, you're suggesting that Kerala will kind of participate, but you have some personal kind of issues that you want to sort out first. So Kerala will participate, but subject to certain things?
See, RSBY, we have criticism because our model of healthcare is not an insurance model. Let me make it very clear. We have a successful tradition in India, and our tradition is different. We want to strengthen that tradition. And therefore, national policy of insurance comes, we have cooperated with RSBY, but at our terms. Right. Customizing it for Kerala's
federal flexibility.
Yeah, for which negotiations are required. and we'll continue to negotiate and come to try to have an understanding. And this is also important politically, because this is being used for an electoral campaign.
Right.
And tomorrow I don't want the political elements in Kerala to come forward saying, you have not implemented this, this is what was supposed to happen, this has not happened here.
Right.
Well, want to bring everything on the table.
But at the same time, politically, healthcare is important to you all as well politically. And if you do participate in this, then you're going to have to call it Pradhan Mantri, the program will have the Prime Minister's name. There's so much of a central sort of branding and marketing around it, etc. Is Kerala, is your feelings going to be okay to give so much of credit to the central government when, you have your own pride in your own health system?
No, we have got our program running, so that name brand will have to include that name also.
Okay.
That's, I think, what's wrong? When in a program, only 10% of the money is being spent by the central government, 90% is being spent by the state government, shouldn't that flexibility there? Definitely, I am not upset to have Pradhan Mantri named there, that central government name. That should be respected, that be there. But the state also has program, it's going to be a joint program, therefore the name will have the joint, reflect that.
Reflect that. All right. Okay. Dr. Isaac, thank you so much. That was Dr. Thomas Isaac, Finance Minister of Kerala, discussing the National Health Protection Scheme. Kerala is, well, at least Dr. Isaac is suggesting that Kerala will somewhat at some point participate, but it will have to, the nature in which that happens will have to respect states like Kerala and the rich body of experience that they come with as well. Thank you for joining us.
To receive instant updates on all videos from The Wire, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon. Pay to support independent journalism. Click the link in the description and choose the amount you want to pay.